Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we're going to take a look at the top 10 mods for Farming Simulator 25 that were released in 2024. Now, I'm fully aware that the game has only been out for about a month and a half at the time of recording this video and release. However, there's still been a ton of really cool stuff that's come out. So I wanted to let you know what I think are the most important mods that have been released so far. That way, if there's one that you're missing, you can check it out. Oh, and this top 10 list is top 10 console mods and top 10 PC mods. So there's actually 20 mods in this video. Leave timestamps linked down below. Otherwise, let's jump right in. At number 1 in the crossplay mods, you know we had to go with the government subsidy from Realismus Modding. Now, let's be honest. This mod is pretty darn simple. You just go, you grab it, and you tell it how much you want per month. You got 4,000, 40,000, 400,000, or $4 million per month. Once you've got figured out what you want, you just select it and place it down. And that's really it. Now we get $4 million a month in game every time. That's so simple. It's so easy. I love it. This is also super helpful for you guys that just want a little bit of extra starting cash. I mean, how do you think I got $100 million up here? Come on. It's also already the top downloaded mod in Farming Simulator 25. In FS22, it was the top most downloaded mod. And in FS19, it was number 2 behind the IT Runner. But somehow has more than twice as many votes on it. So I think we could just say this is the top mod for FS19 as well. I think showing for the top mod for 3 games in a row, yeah, it deserves the number 1 spot here. At number 2 is actually a pair of mods, the Multifruit Buying Station from 82 Studio and the Buying Station Multifruit from Omatana. These mods have made things so much easier. Now, instead of having to go to the store to buy seeds or fertilizer, you can just buy them here. Or for those of you that, have productions that maybe you don't have the crops to grow for these productions, well, you can easily buy them. And the names will suggest that you could buy pretty much anything. And yeah, you could pretty much buy anything, even like parsnips here. You could buy that. As you can see with the Omatana's Buying Station and Buying Station Cheap, prices are going to be cut in half, so 600 and 300 respectively. And with 82 Studios, they're a little bit cheaper at 240 and 539, but you'll be able to buy anything that you want through these. What I like is that they're available in all kinds of different styles, allowing you to put down the one that you want, whether that be a realistically priced one or a cheap one. Both versions from Omatana and 82 Studio come with these. So if you like this style, put it down. Or if you want one that's a little bit cheaper in the same style, put that down. Or put 82 Studios down if you prefer this style. The options are just really endless when it comes to this. I wouldn't compare and say one is better than the other. It is purely personal preference, and I love both. Neither one has been out very long. However, in Farming Simulator 22, 82 Studios Multifruit Buying Station was the 53rd most downloaded mod. It was actually much higher at one point. There was just a bunch of really cool stuff that came out, and because it was released early, it's probably died off over time. Nonetheless, still, I think with this holding its spot in 22 and now in 25, it can only be even better. At number 3, unlimited color configurations from Giant Software. This was added with the color update that came with version 1.3 of FarmSim 25 and allowed us to have basically everything. Of course, in your list, you had all of your basic colors, but you were also able to add custom colors and things like that. The mod description actually lists fully customizable colors available for every color configuration in the shop. And that is very, very true. You could go in here, find the color that you want, put in your RGB amount, change the glossy, metallic, matte, change it to whatever you want. You can even add to favorites. And for me, of course, I always like toothpaste tractor. And literally anything in the game that has a color that can be changed, well, it allows you to put this on anything. So no matter what it is, no matter what you want, you've got it. Why is that there? Now, give me the pink one. Yeah. At number 4 on the crossplay list, we have Liftable Pallets and Bales from Yos. Not only with this mod can you buy all of these products and they weigh basically nothing, 100 kgs. You've also got balers, which will make the bales that we had, wherever the bales are, there we go. You've also got those, or even cotton. You can make cotton bales with these that weigh 100 kilograms, allowing you to lift the cotton bales. But that's not all. You might be familiar with this place, the warehouse, where you can buy all kinds of pallets for anything you want. Let's say I need planks. Well, there we go. One of the hard things is trying to move it around. Well, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to toggle super strength off. At the top, disabled. Well, guess what? Ha ha ha! I can still pick it up because it weighs 100 kgs as shown at the very bottom. So this being for all platforms, allowing you to pick it up wherever you're at, is incredible. So please, please, please do not sleep on this mod. Every production that can be purchased, every production that is made, anything that has a pallet, anything in here, not the balers themselves, just the bales that they make, and these big bags and everything, it is all liftable. That is so much of a game changer for console players. I love it. Number 5, guaranteed crop prices from Disturbed Simulations. This mod's just absolutely epic. I love it so much. It was called Fixed Price or Fixed Crop Prices back in Farming Simulator 22. Now it's back for FS25, again for all platforms, and it is so nice. You can see over a day, fluctuations are very, very low. You're going to see this because I just started a new save with this, so we have a flat line. However, if we go to bed, the fluctuations really are not that insane. From 1219 up to 1232, and you can see here we're at 1252, 1888, 1188. So prices are up, a little down, but not anything close to what we would see, which would be, you know, wheat in the hundreds, or this, you know, could be a little bit higher. So you're going to be getting the best price all year round, no matter what. At number 6, we have Harvest Profit from Raster R3 Modding. This one's an interesting one because by itself, it just kind of increases the amount of money that you get. However, when you add it, when you add it to the guaranteed crop prices, the highest amount that you would normally get now becomes the lowest amount that you would have possibly gotten, with like $1,800 here. So you have the fluctuations which are reintroduced, but those fluctuations are much higher. So using the two mods together is interesting. However, the Harvest Profit mod, this one, overrides the last mod, but the last one still works. So the lowest price that you possibly get was the best price that you used to be able to get. Does that make any sense? It's really confusing when I sit down and think about it. I actually had to hit up Disturbed Simulation, be like, hey, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but this is happening. Regardless, it's good things all around, and when used together, you get back your fluctuations throughout the year, and you get more money. More money, guy. Hey, check it out. And if you are curious, this is what it's going to look like without the guaranteed crop prices mod. Basically, kind of the same, more or less. And you know we had to do it at number 7, the Lizard Tardis from Omatana. This pack is just so neat and incredible. With the Lizard Tardis, of course, we could go a normal setup, and also Omatana has said that in 2025, she'll be submitting an update to be able to change the outside blue. Currently, all we could do is change the rim color, but hey, that's all right. This pack's pretty incredible. So you've got 4 trailers. You've got the Lizard Tardis at the front, the water trailer, you get a regular trailer, and then a tandem trailer at the very end, so that you kind of choose what you like. You could do your forage crops, liquids, and then all of your bulks. But the thing that makes these interesting is the capacities. So here, at least with the loading wagon, which is my favorite one, we have normal capacity, no silage additive. Then you could do XL. Basically, Omatana added a 0. 260,000 liter capacity. It's done right, it doesn't weigh anything, so you can just swing through without any problems whatsoever. You also have with silage additive, so you can do an XL capacity with silage additive, which is just the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Still 260,000 liter capacity, which blows my mind. That's so cool. Then with the liquid container, of course, in here we've got your normal capacity of 7,000 liters or the XL capacity of 200,000 liters. So if you need to move around water, milk, or both milks, or liquid fertilizer, herbicide, you could do it with this trailer at 200,000 liter capacity. Well, that's pretty good. That's all right. As far as your trailers go, we have the normal customization options. However, you also have the XL capacity in here, 200,000 liters, or if you just like the look of it, you could have a normal capacity. That's okay too, 18,500 liters. I'm going to go with the 200,000. That's my favorite. And then same thing up here. Basically, this is a super cheaty, very unrealistic, I love it so much mod. And that's why it's on my top 10. Number 8, Lizard Subsoiler MT from Black Sheep Modding. I mean, come on. It's one of the most downloaded mods of all time. I think it made like my number 1 or number 2 list back at Farming Simulator 17 and 19 and 22. And now it's back again in the 6, 9, and the new 12-meter versions. They're insane! And in the color mod that we talked about, and you could have your very own toothpaste tractor. Oh yes, 12-meter plow. You can still hook it up from the front or the back. If you hook up from the back and pull it versus kind of dragging it like you would supposed to do, requires 0 horsepower. You do have to manage that weight, but it's really not too bad, 1.2 tons. That's it. I don't know what else to say other than go get this. It's a straight plow, works really well. AI workers really like it. There are a few issues, I think, currently when I'm recording this video with collisions on the 12. I'm recommending using the 9 right now and then swapping over whenever an update comes out. But it still works just fine. If you're able to fit through, I mean, I used the 12 for the longest time and it was fine, you know, but if you want no issues whatsoever, go with the 9 for right now. At number 9, we also have a pair of mods, the Bale Autoload Pack from Weekend Farmers Amarok 10 and the Ponge SPX 816 from Universe Simumodding. Personally, I'm a bit more partial in this instance to the Ponge Pack, simply because Universe Simumodding always does a great job, and the Ponge Pack, well, I say Ponge, this one mod. In FS22 it was a whole pack, but in FS25, not so much. You still get a few extra things, and you can still include autoloading for yes and no, and it holds 24 bales. Unfortunately, it does not autoload JBaby bales. However, I will say this, with the Bale Autoload Pack, this offers a little bit more flexibility for more players. Now, I prefer the other one because I can have a big trailer that I can back up and attach multiples together. However, you could still kind of do that with these. You've still got tipper capacities right here, so if you wanted to do that, you can, and then you just string around to a bale trailer, and you get auto-loading capacities there. And again, tie it in with the color mod, and guess what? You've got toothpaste tractor. Ta-da! These hold quite a few each, which is great, and they also will hold more, so they hold cotton as well. I don't think the Ponge Pack will do cotton. These will do cotton, so that is fantastic. Still though, I don't think they do, well, the big one doesn't do baby bales. This one does do baby bales. This one does as well, and so does this one. So the AgriLiner is the only one that doesn't do baby bales, and this one doesn't do cotton. So there may be more variation and more room to grow with the Bale Autoload Pack. However, for the way that I play, the Ponge Pack is perfect. But I do have one of these in my series as well. And lastly, at number 10, the Lizard Forage pickup from Fluffy Mods. So this little guy is super interesting, the Forage pickup. This allows you to pretty much pick up all of your forage crops off the ground. I think it'll even pick up like regular crops, but those shouldn't be on the ground, to be fair. This will hook up via 3 points, kind of based off of the Lego system, or Legotech system. However, instead of on the front having a pickup or a connection point for forage harvester headers, it's a loading wagon pickup. And then it shoots it through your bit in the back. Now, this could work really well for those of you that maybe wanted to use this on the front of a tractor and have something like Omatana's trailers in the back. Or maybe you've got grass or hay down, or maybe you've got a silage clamp that you want to open up. This is definitely something to use for that. I think everybody should have this on their farm. I know it's a little bit expensive, $65,000. However, let's be honest, money doesn't matter in Farm Sim, at least not to most players. So definitely go check this out, the Forage pickup. It's awesome. Lizard Forage pickup. Also, Driver53 just did a video on this a couple days ago, so go check that out too if you haven't seen it. Now, that is all of my top 10 crossplay or console mods for Farm Sim 25. And as you can tell, they were so good that we had to put 12 on the list instead of just 10. However, for the PC and Mac list, there are 10 straight up mods. Some of these are new that have never been on my list before, and others, well, are returners. You'll see why in a moment. Again, just a reminder, just like the crossplay mods, if you want to check out any of these individually, timestamps linked below. I'm sure this comes as no surprise. At number 1 for the PC and Mac mods, PowerTools from Weasel. PowerTools has been one of my most favorite mods throughout Farming Simulator 22. This was released earlier than the Easy Dev Controls, which was also a mod in Farming Simulator 19. Now, a lot of people didn't want to use this, at least back then, because they wanted to use easy def. However, I was an early adopter of PowerTools, which allowed me to really try it out and have a little bit of fun, especially with things like flight mode, where you could easily just click a button and then take off. If you ever see me doing aerials above, like in a Let's Play, this is what I'm using. I literally just use that. Now, could I go into here and change the player flight toggle in the console commands? Yeah, of course I could. But I don't do that. I use PowerTools. And I use PowerTools so much that I actually have my very own button for PowerTools. It hits left stick and right stick pressed in on an Xbox controller on PC. So you're like, wait, isn't that like special abilities at GTA 5? It is. I did it like that because I feel like this is my PowerTools is my special ability in Farming Simulator 5 now, 22 as well. Some cool things that you could do. You can spawn pallets, different wood. You've got different bells for like hay, chaff, silage, sugar beet cut, straw, and wood chips, as well as cotton and TMR. Yes, don't forget, you can bell TMR now. You've also got grass in there too, so you could do any of those. Then you could toggle your super strength or flight mode, toggle super speed, and then you could toggle the HUD on and off, add or remove money or equals to money. You could save the game, exit the menu, and restart the save game. Both of which, exit the menu and restart save game, as far as I can tell, both of those do exactly the same thing. So maybe that's just something that may update in a future update. Now, PowerTools, at least when I'm recording this video, is on version 102. A few things have been changed up and fixed, which is great news. For example, we can now spawn a couple different pallets at the same time. So if I wanted a couple things of goat milk, well, boom, there we go. I got goat milk. And also, because I'm using Yosa's Liftable mod, guess what? Oh, wait, hang on. Toggle super strength. Oh, super strength was already off. Yeah, there you go. So that's just another way of showing multiple different mods working together. PowerTools is my jam. I love it. One I've used a whole lot, Contract Boost from Gaming Joy at number 2. Now, Contract Boost is pretty epic. However, it's about to get even better with the next update, which I think is... well, I'm not quite sure, actually. I'm on version 1.002 right now. I think it's on version 1001 currently on the Mod Hub. Nonetheless, it is telling me that I need to update it, but I'm not going to because I have their GitHub version right now. 50% more profit from every contract. 10 max contracts. 5 max contracts per type. 50 total contracts available. But that's just what's there. You can actually modify everything, and you even have collection. So borrowing contract equipment now comes with free fieldwork items, so like seed fertilizer, that kind of thing, allowing swathing equipment on harvesting missions, collecting straw from harvesting missions, collecting grass from mowing missions, and collecting stones from plowing, cultivating, and sowing missions. But that's not all. An upcoming version of the mod also has settings. Once the update is out, they'll be able to find these in general settings, and we've got all of these. Enable contract value, overrides, reward factor. I got a 1.5. Come on, more money, more faster. Maximum contracts per farm, per type, contracts available, and then allowing all kinds of stuff so you can actually toggle things now, not just adding this or adding that, or the mod does what it does. You have full control, allowing collecting straw. If you don't want that to happen, you can turn it off. Allowing swathing crops at harvesting contracts. You can do that, collecting grass, collecting hay, picking up stones, collecting bales. Why is that off? We've also got all kinds of other stuff too. Bale contract reward. Then you've got bale contract or bale wrap contract reward. And then you can set it for everything or keep it at default. You can do that as well. And then you have the maximum amount of each type of contracts. I will never do rock removal contracts, so I could set that to 0 and I'm good to go. Also, these settings, as far as I can tell, are not universal. They are game save to game save. Now, this may be changed, or I may be incorrect with that, but at least that's what I'm seeing because I have my personal gameplay series set up, and this is not. So maybe that's that. Nonetheless, tell you what, Contract Boost is epic, and it's about to get even better with the next update. At number 3, we have a new addition to the list, the LumberJack mod from Loki79. Now, unfortunately, with LumberJack mod, I am just now getting into it and checking it out and seeing what you could do. I use it for cutting stumps, and that's pretty much it. This screenshot right here. That's kind of all I use this mod for. But there's a lot of other really cool stuff that you could do as well. You've got temporary super strength, which is very, very cool, or you could just turn it on and off, which is awesome. The mod description, the mod adds some quality of life improvements to make felling trees with a chainsaw a little bit easier, but still remains enough realism to allow for payment for selling the wood. The chainsaw can now be used to shred tree stumps, and the super strength mode also offers the ability to completely remove trees, which is great news. Easily remove smaller pieces of wood, similar to removing thin branches. Cutting speed and range of the chainsaw is adjustable. Adjustable object weight and shooting range only when superpower is activated. Cutting trees anywhere on the map, even on areas that cannot be purchased, like around the dealer. Display the weight of viewed objects in the F1 menu, and chainsaw can remove stumps, which you just grind for 3 seconds. I've never used LumberJack before. We also have some updates here and things like that. But I've never really used this mod before, and I needed to use it in Farming Simulator 25, and now I'm absolutely in love with it. So if you've never used it, check it out. If you have used it, you probably can tell I'm missing like half of the mod, because I still don't know everything that it can do, but I'm learning. Additionally, LumberJack has its own settings. So you've got your cut anywhere where you could turn on and off, creating wood chips whenever you cut down stumps. So that is kind of neat, but I don't want that. You've also got the max amount of wood chips, the super strength value, how much you can actually pick up, normal strength value, that's something else that's pretty sweet, super strength distance, normal strength distance, chainsaw cutting distance, and duration. You've also got destroy foliage size, long hold threshold, double tap threshold, and show debug display. So there's a lot of stuff here that you could change up. I haven't really messed with it too much. However, looking at it now, especially for an extended period of time in a presentation form, I think there's a few things that I'm going to change here in my own personal save. But nonetheless, LumberJack is epic. And number 4, the extended straw crops from Yoss. So this mod's pretty straightforward. Extended straw crops, it adds straw to canola, corn, sorghum, soybeans, sunflower, and long grain rice. However, I don't believe that straw drops in rice paddies, so I think you have to cheat in the long grain rice on a field in order for that to happen. Yoss, I know you're watching this. Please correct me if that is wrong. Nonetheless, it is a super duper cool mod. Also, if you use this in conjunction with the contract mods, for example, you start to get contracts from like soybeans or corn, or as I found, sorghum. There's quite a few sorghum missions where I've actually done baling contracts on a field that was sorghum, which is really interesting. So definitely check this out if you guys just want more straw. That's all it does. It just adds more straw. So you have more straw in missions, more straw in harvesting, and more money overall. Is it super realistic? I don't know, but I dig it. I love this mod so much. And number 5, we have increased working areas for pickups from Ifco Natur. I don't know how to say their name. This mod can have devastating consequences in a very positive manner when used correctly with the right equipment. As you can see, rolling down through here, we've got a whole lot more pickup than you normally would. As you can see, just straight through there, it is picking up a little bit more off to the left and a little bit more off to the right than you normally would see, basically doubling the pickup width. Normally it's just right there, right smack dab in the middle, but it picks up just a little bit extra, and I'm not sure if I could ever see with any of those buttons how much it's actually picking up, but it's doing it for your balers, forage wagons, and pickups for forage harvesters, which is fantastic. So you've got all of those as well. I also got a little baby baler here, just to kind of show that off because it's fun. One of the things that irritates me the most is having to miss pieces at the end. Like if you've got a really big swath from a combine harvester and it just misses it at the end, it sucks. Yeah, well, you want to bale it, but then you have to come back around, do it again. Well, if you got something like this, you can basically go straight through the middle, not miss a thing. And for sometimes you would need a windrow. You don't even need a windrow. It's pretty sweet. I mean, this is a fairly large pickup for what this is. It just comes in handy. I love it. I'm never going to have a series without this. and I'll promise I'll never complain about missing anything again, because it'll be all my fault. Number 6, we have Paint and Terraform Anywhere from Modelizer Farming Agency. I mean, let's be honest here. It does exactly what it says it does. If I want grass over here on the shop, I've got grass. Now, can I put a tree down? Yes, I can. Can I go here, do some plants? Yeah, buddy, you know we could do a bunch of that. Bam! Painting and terraforming anywhere. Terraforming, you say? DJ said terraforming, huh? Wow! What if we decide to put a really big hill right in front of the terrain? Now, he's going to go straight through this. But you could do it. You have full control over all of the stuff that you do around the whole map. Yeah! And if I want to put a big green mountain in the middle of Big Moo's Dairy Inc., I could do that. And no one can stop me. Hey, you want to see the train go through? It's very creepy, but kind of neat. Number 7, Cultivator Field Creator from Lobster. This is another one that, I mean, it just does what it says it does. You know, Cultivator Field Creator. Cultivators, disc harrows, power harrows, spaders, and subsoilers can all create fields, meaning that, well, pretty much everything in the ground care section can now create fields. So plows, they've always been able to do it. Then you've added your cultivators, disc harrow, power harrow, subsoilers, non-mulchers, and spaders. So I'm going to go with this guy right here. It says no field found. Okay, well, then we shall just create one. Now you're still going to get the same the same texture that you normally would. So with this being a cultivator, we get the cultivator texture. I've got stones turned off, but I would imagine if we had those turned on, whatever I would use that would create said stones would actually have them. So there you go. We are creating a field. Ta-da. Now, will it find the field? No field detected for the preview. Of course there is. Let's see if we disconnect and reconnect. Can we get a field now? Hey, we got it. There it is. I don't know what kind of field that is, but hey, we've got it. And then put it back down. Allow create fields. There you go. Again, it's pretty simple. It just does what it says it does. But now you can do it with anything, and you don't have to need a plow. And, you know, there may be PC players. PC players generally like to use a little bit of different stuff than console players do. So this allows you to just kind of do things a little bit differently than you would. Console players, well, use the Lizard MT. That's pretty much the plow to use. At number 8, a mod I can't live without, Player Movement from Loki79. Settings for this are very, very simple, and I prefer this over any of the other speed mods, because the other speed mods, when you take off running, you don't stop. You kind of glide to a halt, and it sucks. But here, you don't do that at all. You've got walking multiplier. I've got mine set at 100%. Running multiplier, 150, so I can run a little bit faster. A jumping multiplier, which I keep at 120. However, you could bump it up to 300%. Now if we go out and I jump. Yeah! So this is how fast I normally run, which is why I don't run in first person, or third person rather. I run in first person. However, my walk is exactly the same as it would be. So we've got that. And I've got full control over all that. And plus, if I wanted to jump this, I just do it. Check that out. Now, when paired all together with all of this stuff, let's go back into our general settings here and player movement. If I go all the way up with that, now things get really interesting, because with the running multiplier, with this, you're actually running in the air while you're jumping. So if I wanted to change up, I can. Used to, you couldn't do that. Yay! So it's a lot of fun. It could just bring you some really, really interesting and funny things, and it just allows you to get around. Player movement stinks in FS25. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to make it the way that it was, but it's so slow and boring and loathsome. It's like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? This helps to change that up just a little bit. Yes, it may be a tad unrealistic, but who cares? It's fun. And again, I have found that around 120 to 150, 150 is where I like it, and then a jump multiplier at 120%. This allows me to play in first person. I can run a little bit faster if I want to, And then when I let go, boom, I stop. Nothing while I'm crazy. And if I want to jump a little bit, I could jump just a little bit more. But, you know, it's like the jumping used to be. I feel like I can jump the way I used to could. And I had to boost it. Nonetheless, super cool mod. It's a lot of fun. If you're going to use something that changes your speed, changes your movements, use this, player movement. And number 9, the Info Display Extension from Akimobile. Info Display Extension is such a cool mod. You can see down at the bottom right-hand corner, it shows grain mill owned by me, and it would show me all of my storages and all that good stuff. That's pretty sweet. It shows silos, productions, animal sheds, animal sheds, dung heaps, trees, vehicles, and attachments. Anything that you own, it's got. So like right here, we can look at it. Owned by me. Diesel, 659 liters. Shows me my power on there as well as the Treffler in the back. You've got that too. It'll also show info box for the farmland. Now, some of this stuff is base game. Some of it is added by the mod. There's just a whole lot of stuff. You don't have to like try to figure out what's what or how things work. They just kind of work, which is fantastic. I love it a bunch. You've also got tree information as well, so there you go. Tree type aspen, 13.4 meters, diameter 0.4 meters, and growth stage fully grown. And that's never gonna not creep me out. Again, utilizing mods together to be able to do different things. I love this. Info Display Extension. Just go get it, download it, it works. And lastly, at number 10, Quick Screenshot Mode from Modelisher of Farming Agency. What else can I say about number 10? I don't know if it's number 10 or not, but being able to press one button and do that, and boom, now I've got my thumbnail for a video, and then click back out of it again and go along my day. That makes things so easy. You have no idea. I mean, yeah, sure, you can run around like this. You can play in this mode, but I mean, there you go. Looks like one of my thumbnails, doesn't it? I gotta change colors and stuff. It also works in this mode. So I had to push the button. So H on keyboard is hire worker. So I had to unbind that from the key. But now we've got it in here. And you bring it in. Now also, if you go out, you can see my HUD is still gone, but I'm not in 25 FPV. So we have to hit that again. So if you go into the mode, it kind of sticks like that. So we run over here. Now I'm back in normal. I think this is a unintended way of doing it. So like, let's go out of it. There we go. That's normal. Now this is 25 FPV, but or POV, FPV. What have I been saying? Field of view. But now I bring it out, bring it back in, turn it off. And now I have my HUD. So there's a lot of different ways to use this, a lot of different things you can do with it. But at the end of the day, it is just a quick way to either hide your HUD or zoom in, and depending on how you enter vehicles and that kind of thing, both. So there you go. It's pretty awesome, pretty epic, and allows you to do some pretty neat stuff when it comes to field of view and taking photos. And that's it. That is my top 10 mods for crossplay and top 10 mods for PC and Mac players. Now, I'm fully aware that my top 10 list may not be the same as your top 10 list. So if there's any differences or anything that you don't think needs to be on my list, hey, let me know down below. If you got any questions, you know what to do. Otherwise, just hope you have an awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one.